Good afternoon. No, good evening. At least where I am at. Where I am at. Good evening. Welcome to Night of Dota 2. You are watching the Yardwide Festival, and we're gonna see two games today. Now, first game that you already hear there's just bans that are taking ages, by the way, people using bonus time for that. But the first game that we're going to see is an elimination match. Just best out of one. One chance for the teams. 0Respect and RoX.KIS will be the teams that we will see. And it is, of course, a loser bracket match. Otherwise, it would be best of three, which is what we're going to see after this match. We're going to see a best of three between 4FC and Relax. Winners bracket match semi-finals. The winner of that one will move on to the winners bracket finals. Now, first of all, as said, 0Respect will take on RoX.KIS. And for this game, I have to say, on paper would put this in favor of RoX.KIS, but 0Respect has been playing so well lately, as well as RoX not really seeming too on their game, that would actually make this game fairly even. On top of that, if 0Respect gets a lineup that they're very comfortable with, we know that they have picked a lot of Mirana, like really a lot of Mirana. If they get their hands on that one again, I don't know how things would look for RoX. 0Respect is a team that makes it aggressive very early on. And RoX.KIS, yes, can deal with that, and they have proven that they can. We saw it yesterday even. But also a team that can be easily thrown off their game. They normally have a game plan. For example, we saw yesterday that they were up against Power Rangers in the winners bracket finals. Winners bracket semi-finals, the other ones. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, because if you haven't seen that matchup, well, actually I just did, because it was the winners bracket semi-finals and they're now in the loser bracket. Well, doesn't matter. you should watch that main match anyway, because there's 3 games. I don't know who wins what, but
10 seconds remaining.
At some point, well, I know I'm not gonna spoil it. If you haven't seen yesterday's games, go watch them, and then that would prove my point. Especially game 1, they can be interesting. I almost did it again. 0Respect. They have first pick here in this matchup. We have got Luna banned out, which is a hero that we see time and time again. Cat ladies are all over the place, and 0Respect, they have indeed, when they did not play Mirana, they played Luna, so I'm gonna hope for them that they get their hands on the Mirana, but for now... Mirana. Oh yeah, they do. Oh, there we have it then, okay. So, yeah, Elder Titan removed as well. Something that RoX.KIS did play yesterday and actually picked up in one of their first pickups. But just a hero that I want to deal with. We have got a Slark removed as well as an Invoker. We've seen a couple of Invokers, and actually we've seen a lot of Invokers lately. And I actually saw in the chat earlier, about half an hour ago, that the person that said that, like, I'm tired of facing Invoker, I'm tired of playing against him, I'm tired of watching him.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't want to have Invoker. Well, that person got their wish, and RoX, they go for their very typical duo, Venomancer, Train Protector. Now, they pick this a lot, and mostly what they do with these two heroes is they run it on an aggressive dual lane / tri lane. And I have to say, I have not seen it not work on the lane. It has been tried to be countered, and they have played even in lanes. And you normally, if you run an aggressive tri lane, then you want to win. But it has played even, but it has not lost, I believe. So a very strong duo. The question is, will they make it an aggressive tri lane, or will they run this as a dual lane, which is like they've done both before. We have got a Bane picked up by 0Respect. I don't think that would come as a surprise, as we do have the Arrow set up now, of course, and Bane Mirana. Just such a standard combination. Now, 0Respect, they tend to run the Mirana on the safe lane, but don't be fooled. Because even though Mirana is run at the safe lane, it is overall, we've seen Joral play very aggressive on Miranas, and he has been able to make a lot of plays, which is... why he is... Well, there is a few... Like, normally, if you ask me, what kind of role do you like Mirana in most? I say off lane or roaming. I love Mirana roaming. Or mid, you know, not safe lane, basically. That's what it comes down to. And there's a couple of people that actually I'm allowing... Sounds really stupid, but that I actually like seeing Mirana on in case of a safe lane. I have a Silent as a carry there, as he is a very active carry as well, just doesn't sit in the lane for 40 minutes and then comes out to say that he's done farming. Same thing goes for Jarrell. He's just a very active carry, and on Mirana he can definitely shine. We'll see if he has the chance here as well, as we do have a couple of offlaners removed by 0Respect. Weaver and the Clockwork, just annoying heroes to deal with. I mean, I guess Weaver, from my point of view, a bit more annoying than the Clockwork, but we did see Cedo's Clockwork yesterday multiple times, and he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Some of the games that were maybe not going that well for RoX were pulled together by Cedo's Clockwork. And if you have a player that can play such a hero in such way, then you just don't want to face it. There's just no other thing to say about that. We have supports removed for RoX, both the Ancient Apparition and the Visage. Now, Bane and Moran, of course, could be dual laning, and it could be still just a jungle hero rather than a secondary support. But interesting to see that RoX just removes these two heroes, and the reason for that could very well be that they don't want to deal with a tri-lane that is just too strong. We all know Visage is a very strong tri-laner. Same thing goes for the Ancient Apparition with Chilling Touch. So this is something that I understand from RoX why they ban it out. It could also be giving a bit away about their strategy from 0Respect. Now I'm going to assume that they did do their homework and they do know about the Train Protector Venomancer lane. But we'll see what they pick up together with the Bane. I mean, there's still, for example, in terms of strong early game supports, Crystal Maiden is one of those, and still in there. Nerfed or not nerfed, she is still a solid support to have. As the Nature's Prophet and the Timbersaw get picked up. Now both of those, of course, potential offlaners are rather solo laners, because, I mean, RoX.KIS, they can still, like I said, they can still run that dual lane. That would mean that Nature's Prophet would be in the jungle in that case, and then they can run maybe a safe lane solo. Now, granted, it's not guaranteed that the Treant and Venomancer are going to be on that offlane by themselves, but it's something that that we have to keep in mind. Cedo will probably play the Nature's Prophet. They go completely green, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed that color strat right there. Well, there we go. Oh, I love this hero for solo. Solo is YOLO solo for a reason, and heroes that he can actually YOLO with, Storm, Queen of Pain, do suit him really well, and that's why I'm happy to see him on the Queen of Pain. That will be an active match from him for sure. Timbersaw for 0Respect there, together with the Abaddon. Now, Abaddon Timbersaw dual lane is something that is a potential, but I'm expecting the Abaddon to just go with the Mirana and with the Bane to see what he can help out in the top lane, depending on, of course, what kind of lanes RoX is going to go for. Now, they still have one hero that they need to pick up, BZZ's hero, and BZZ plays lately, plays a lot of different cores. But we have got, of course, Gyrocopter and Lifestealer still in the pool, and there's only one ban left, so we'll see which heroes get banned. By the way, both teams haven't really used that much of their bonus time. I mean, look at that. They just know what they want. And it's good, too, that they don't... Maybe they, like... I normally assume that if you are taking a long time about your draft, that you're feeling maybe kind of stuck in your lineup, and you don't really know what to do against your opponent. But if a draft goes faster... Oh, Ember Spirit. I completely forgot about that hero, you know? But, yeah, removed. I don't blame them. But yeah, if you're comfortable in your drafting, you normally draft a bit faster. And I think that's good, because... Or at least that they're comfortable in their draft, because obviously this is a best of one. There's only one chance. There's no going back. If you are not happy with your draft, then, you know, there's no second chances. Really painful, but it's just the way it is. 0Respect, one more ban left. Which core hero will they remove from the pool? And now they're ticking into their bonus time, but it's just decisions. I don't think they're like... You ban out the worst of multiple evils. I mean, I mentioned already the Gyro and the Lifestealer, but there's of course way more options than those. We've seen Morphling make a comeback. I'm not expecting him really, but it's an option. Which green core hero do we have? Huh. Can't really think of any, to be honest. Well, 0Respect, they are now ticking into their bonus time. Oh well. There goes my point. But we'll see what they end up with, and they could also use this time just to think about what they want to pick up. I mean, we're gonna assume. Oh, that's a green hero right there. But we're gonna. Oh, and that's decent as well. We have seen the Death Prophet up on RoX.KIS before, when they faced next KZ, but they had solo on the Death Prophet, and then that would lead BZ to be on the Queen of Pain. So wasn't really something I was expecting, but it does prove that they have definitely done their homework better than I did, anyways. Thought about it better than I did, regardless. So Shadow Fiend will be their last pickup, most likely a safe lane Shadow Fiend, most likely a solo Queen of Pain, solo Shadow Fiend, dual lane dual lane Treant and Venno and Nature's Prophet into the jungle. But they have a lot of different options in their lanes. They can just put Nature's Prophet on the safe on the off lane as well, put Shadow Fiend on the safe lane, roam with the supports. I mean, there are so many options. They are really they have a plethora of options. I don't know how that word gets pronounced properly. 0Respect. I am gonna assume that they are lacking their mid hero for now. Timber soft lane, Mirana safe lane. Those are their cores. Now it really depends if they think they're gonna be up against a Queen of Pain or a Shadow Fiend. Of course, Puck is still in the pool. A Puck Queen of Pain is a pretty decent matchup, but they go for the Storm Spirit. And if this is a solo Shadow Fiend, so this means that it's going to be Shadow Fiend Storm in the mid matchup, and if it was any other way, like Storm Queen of Pain, if there is Storm versus Queen of Pain, the battle is the battle of the Orchids. Who gets the Orchid first? Maybe we're still going to see Storm going for the Orchid. Of course, Funzy will still be up against Queen of Pain at some point in the game, and just having an Orchid against the Queen of Pain is actually kind of needed. Oh yeah, I just realized. Oh, I already did that. Oh, never mind. Thought I needed to change an overlay still, but nope. Secure. Let's see what we have.
Prepare for battle.
No, I was just using mine. So, let's take a look at who is playing what. So we have got 0Respect on the Dire side. They've got Creo playing the Abaddon. We've got Wiz going on the Brain Stabs, and that's gonna be your first blood. Aggression from the tower taken over by Joral, and Hugo will live. Very patient play from Hugo. I really thought for a second there that he was gonna be a dead man basically, but lives to tell the tale. As it looks like I'm back in 2 minutes. Yeah, I'll do. That's weird. But the thing that you miss, like the stream normally takes a bit to get started again, so even though the stream was on again when the first blood happened, I will tell you again what actually happened. It was a pretty nifty play at first. I mean, Hugo set up for a Nightmare on the Venno, and of course that was supposed to be followed up by an arrow, but then BCZ took over the Nightmare with the right click and make sure that the arrow did not hit. However, Hugo kind of took a large beating from the tower. And at that low health Bane, we did see BZZ trying to get a kill out of that one, but in comes the Brain Sap and an extra arrow from Joral, and that is instead the Shadow Fiend dead. So that was a pretty big deal, as we have got another Nightmare set up on him. Looks like this should be enough to take another kill. One more hit needed, Joral. It is actually Bane with the last hit, but that's the second kill of this game, and the second kill going the way of 0Respect on that Shadow Fiend. Now the thing about a Shadow Fiend is that if he doesn't have a good start, he has a tough time getting back into things. Or at least he needs a long time, and normally he's already needing a bit of time before he actually gets to the point where he has a BKB and starts contributing. But if you are able to shut him down, you should be looking at a good game. But we'll see if he can catch up a bit, as we do have the Bane hanging around here again. They have now blocked the camp, so no more pooling going on there. And I think, well, I don't know how much time has passed since the kill actually, so I don't know if I'm live again. I will check for a moment if I'm online.
Double damage.
Soon. Double damage picked up by the Bane is going back to the bottom lane with that. Shadow Fiend's actually rotated top. Smart choice. Leech Seed comes out on the Timber Zone. He's actually completely out of mana. He is in a lot of trouble. Might actually die. He's eating that reactive armor is just saving his life. Eating a Tango as well, as we do have Bane now in a lot of trouble. He will have a Brain Sap. Goes for it as well. Might not be enough though. Nope, there we go. Nature's Prophet, the one with the kill in the end. The Treants, of course, helping out, or the mini Christmas trees, I should say. So at least that is a kill for RoX.KIS. As we do have the Abaddon still pulling siege groups. As yes, it looks like stream is back, I think. Let me just check for a moment while we follow BZZ. Apologies for that, people. I'm not sure what happened. Didn't have lag from my end. It just seemed like all of a sudden frames dropping left and right. Nothing I can do about that apart from just apologizing for it, as we see Funzy dodging a bit of a gank. Sidoi though, he's kind of low on mana and he might be in some trouble. If there is a vortex, there will be a vortex, and arrow flies as well. Sidoi, he just jumped in, perhaps to his death, but the living armor might just be enough. Leap forward, one more hit, Jural gets the kill and tries to run away from Solo. Solo will be forced to blink into safety, barely though, as the brain step still came out from Hugo. Good thing he has that built-in blink. BCZ is having a better time here on the top lane, even though he is still not really free farming, and he has to share experience with Goblak. But nonetheless, he has stopped dying, so that's good. But right now, 0Respect, everything is going well for them. They have got their Mirana farmed up decently. He's highest on last hits. He has been involved in all 3 kills of the game so far, of their side rather. And yeah, just overall, doing a very stellar job here. We have got Wiz, who has been able to get a lot of farm here as well. He's sitting on 27-2. As BZZ, he'll be able to run from this one. Yeah, as he's now up against a dual lane as well. And as long as he can hold on here, as long as he can hold on to this lane, lead sheet coming out. Baden is still not level 6. He does get a shield for himself though, and takes a kill as well. And it's Goblak that is the one to die. Not fast enough with the reactive armor if he was going to try and go for that one. Timbersaw can't really do anything anymore. He's really lacking mana here, as he has got mana boots, but they're on cooldown unfortunately for him. But that's another kill going the way of 0Respect. Solo, one of the heroes, of course, or playing one of the heroes, I should say, that can pull this all back together again. Queen of Pain is one of those momentum-based heroes that, if you have a good mid lane, which she is having, she is 33 for 10, was up against a Storm that's now 24-4. Wait a second, BZZ might be in some trouble. Funzy is helping out here, and it is Timbersaw that gets the last hit for that one. Yeah, and even though Funzy did not win based on last hits in that middle lane, he has been involved in 2 kills, while Queen of Pain has just sit here in the middle lane farming. We'll see what she goes for first, and when his first rotation is really, because like said, he can make a lot of things happen for his team. There's a very scary point for him though, because if his first rotation is not going to be successful, well, then his team might be in a lot of trouble. He needs to make sure that he is not doing anything wrong this game. Or if he is, that his teammates, or basically Shadow Fiend, is getting a lot off the back of his mistake. As we have Hugo in the middle lane for now, for getting some of that sweet experience up. Needs to get the level 6 up, as we have got Wiz maybe in a bit of trouble. He does have a Timber Chain though, with the chakram there as well, slowing everybody down. Still the lead sheet goes through though, and Nature's Prophet ultimate as well. Moonlight Shadow might be enough to keep him up. And gets a shield from Abaddon as well, and yes, it seems like it is enough. Hugo, invisible for the moment, goes for another brain sap. Might not, yeah, would probably be better if he didn't do that. He does get a shield, and that will help him out. And he goes for a Nightmare up on Goblak. Is there an arrow flying in as well? No, it is just a Funzy flying in, and he will get the kill up on Goblak, and the Venomancer dies. There's not a brain sap of Hugo. 3 brain saps in the same fight, which is actually quite interesting because it's a very expensive spell. But sick charges will help out with that for sure. Jural, first kills of the game that he's really not involved in for his team. But overall, I mean, they did a very good job in the middle lane. Hugo with the Nightmare, of course, setting up perfectly. And, you know, he was middle to try and get his level 6 on. Well, there you have it. He can Fiend Script. And you already see him smoked up, going for that Fiend Script. For one of the more higher priority targets on the map, Shadow Fiend. Can they take him down? They don't have the vision. They ping for him, though. And the arrow will actually scout out that he's standing right there. But they're not gonna die for him just yet. The creep wave is too far away, and they actually continue rotating. They find Solo. Hello, Fiend Script. This should be a kill. Solo gets living armor for the moment. Fiend Script is about to end. Blink away in time, and in comes Nature's Prophet with a Sprout for Hugo. Now he does not have a Fiend Script, and he'll get blown up from the low ground. Solo still staying there as he jumped into trees where he cannot get out without Blink, but he gets a kill off the back of that one, so that is a very worthy Worthy gank for him, and I have to admit, I thought that Giral would come in to try and help take down that Queen of Pain, but Giral just farmed away indeed, as we have got Goblak trying to stop this Timbersaw from farming a bit, but that is not really going as intended. This Timbersaw has got 2 kills, 41 last hits, and based on that worth, he is second highest for his team. He is doing insanely well here for his for net worth, and he is of course on his way to get his Bloodstone ready there as well. Now, granted, he's not the fastest pusher in the game. Not the fastest pusher by any means. Wait a second, in the jungle of the Radiant team, we have BZ in a bit of trouble there, as it is Funzy that it still gets picked up by the ultimate of Seedoy. Nice proc on the borrowed time. Solo, blinking away, in comes Seedoy again, helping out. That's a kill. Shadow Fiend with the raise. It was not worth it though. He gives his life for that one raise, as Giral picks himself up another kill, goes for an arrow, doesn't find the Nature's Prophet, only a siege creep that won't get hit by the arrow is there. And Seedoy actually has got his Hand of Midas ready now, but it's in the base. He is not going to teleport for another 8 seconds. Going for the threads into Hand of Midas. And talking about threads, we also have those up for the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, I mean, you see him on the net worth, right? He is only barely 400 gold higher than the Bane on 0Respect support side. Solo, what are you doing here, buddy? He has to be careful here at this point. I mean, he's definitely one of the stronger heroes for his team. Better yet, he is the highest farmed hero for his team. Can create a lot of space if he has the right play, but he cannot afford to give his life away. Because right now he's level 9, which is the highest level in the game. Granted, there's 3 people of 0Respect level 9, but that also means that his experience bonus for killing him is the highest. So you don't want to get your enemies even further ahead by giving them a large experience boost by taking you down. And I mean, Nature's Prophet is sitting at level 8 right now, but with his Hand of Midas, he will catch on levels as well as farm real fast. So if RoX.KIS can just hold on long enough, then they are having a good shot here. And in terms of carry potential, I mean, later on in the game, you got Shadow Fiend versus Mirana. It's not that big of a difference, as in Shadow Fiend might actually be better than Mirana at that point. It all comes down, of course, to coordination in the end. But like, there's no real team that you'd say, you know what, if this game goes to 100 minutes, this team will win. That's just not the case. Perhaps you maybe even say RoX.KIS because of the Nature's Prophet split push potential. Oh, Wiz, Sonic Wave will hit him too. He'll still be able to Timber Chain away. Seedoy actually teleporting in to the wrong place, and Creo saves the day with a shield. Well, he's not saving the day, he's saving Wiz. BCC is gonna get help from his teammates very soon, but his teammates actually find himself a Bane. That's a 3 vs 1 engagement that Hugo does not want to take, as Timbersaw still able to catch the Shadow Fiend. Hugo was just distracting Solo, blinks himself away, sitting in trees. They know he's there, but they can't do anything. The Fiend's Grip came out on the tree and Protector, who will get picked up with that as well. I don't think they know that Solo is still there. No, they don't. And that's gonna be 2 extra heroes dead on the side of RoX.KIS. It is 4 to 10. And 0Respect, they have not dropped a single tower just yet. They've got 1 tower so far, as already mentioned earlier on. They don't have the highest pushing potential, but they do have a strong fighting potential, as we already have seen. And if like, the thing is, if you win a fight like that, or if you take a couple of kills and you can take a tower off the back of that, that creates a lot of space for you. Or better yet, rather than saying space created for your team, it's basically meaning that RoX.KIS has less area of farm for their team, which is very important, because not only does Nature's Prophet, like, he'll farm everything you throw at him. So lanes are going his way with either his ulti or just split pushing. The jungle is his domain as well, but then again, that same goes for Shadow Fiend, who wants to have some stacked up camps perhaps, which is actually happening here, I believe. No, that stack failed. But you know, Shadow Fiend wants to have that extra farm of the jungle. He kind of needs to, because he's too far behind otherwise, as Shrian Protector just went down near his own tier 2 tower. Just a Ral with an arrow. Yasha finished for him right now. But yeah, and they also have a Queen of Pain who also wants farm, and he is still going for that Orchid by the looks of it. And I mentioned earlier that it was going to be a battle of Orchids. Now, granted, Storm Spirit is not that far ahead compared to the Queen of Pain, only like 100 gold. So we'll see who ends up winning that battle, and we'll see if Storm Spirit is actually still aiming to go for the Orchid at all, or if he rather wants to go for something else entirely. Considering that if they have the right initiations, Queen of Pain won't be able to do anything anyway, because either she'll get arrowed, or fiend script, or nightmared, or all of the above, and or vortex. I even mentioned that. There's a lot of disable coming out from 0Respect, so if they feel like they don't need that orchid, then Storm can build in something else instead. Hugo going for a fiend script here, finds himself the Shadow Fiend. That's gonna be one dead Shadow Fiend indeed. You'll realize that his teammate was beyond saving, backs off again, and at the same time, gank on the top lane. The Nature's Prophet already died, but it is a Sonic Wave that is able to still kill off the Storm, turning into a 1-1 trade, which could actually be, or is it Solo? He still has a blink in 2 seconds, so he'll be okay. But a 1-for-1 trade, a Storm Spirit for Nature's Prophet, I'd actually put that in favor of RoX.KIS because they are the team behind. And in terms of heroes, I mean, it's a solo mid for an offlaner. Overgrowth coming out. They want to try and take down Hugo. He'll already brain sap. He still has a nightmare. Puts it up on himself. As Joral might be able to make something happen here. No, he cannot. Realizes he is doomed if he sticks around. Leaps himself out of there. His Bane already died. Good movements here coming out in the middle lane. And of course the Overgrowth setting up for some nice raises also by BZZ, who has been involved in 4 out of the 6 kills, by the way, and he finally starts to build towards his BKB. He has got his Ogre Club up. Vortex forward, looking for BZZ, finding BZZ. Yol still there, already dead. Both are dead already. Sprout is still up, trying to slow them down, but Funzy is not getting stopped by a Meteor Sprout. No, he's not. He can just ball out from that one. And 3 kills for 0 here on his mid lane. Well, I guess they got the Bane, you know, in the end earlier, but I mean, that is... You have to know when you're ahead and when you're behind. And I am actually thinking that right now, I wish I checked the odds on this game before I started casting, because it seems like maybe a lot of people are going to be getting some rares soon, or not that many people are going to get a lot of rares, basically, that's what I meant. But we'll see how that goes as Joral leaps and teleports out. He has got drums, FaZe, Yashan is already sitting on 2k gold again. Curious to see if he chooses to finish up his Manta style before doing anything else, or if he is going for something else first. And then what that other else might be. I wouldn't mind seeing a Desolator up on him, but then again I like Maranas that shoot lasers. And we know that he has also been playing quite a few Maranas that actually had Maelstrom, so we'll see. Bloodstone ready for Wiz, who is 4-0-1. And he's not the only one that hasn't died yet. There's actually 3 people that haven't died yet. Solo, on his Queen of Pain, has not died yet this game. He's almost got a second Orchid ready for the Oblivion Staff. For the Orchid, of course. And we also see, of course, Timbercell that I just mentioned did not die, but most importantly also, Joral 603. Pretty impressive score indeed. Still has not picked up anything with his gold. But right now for RoX.KIS, it is really about holding on and try to buy time. And maybe split push a bit more. They are farming ancients together. I mean, you know, it's good team building activity. We have got BZ maybe in a bit of trouble though. He tries to farm bottom, perhaps hopes that Joral as well as Creo will soon leave, and then he gets some freedom to farm. Solo, what are you doing there? Gets the living armor, just in case. They don't see him though. Now he blinks away. I mean, this tower is still standing. Tier 1 tower. Last one standing on the side of RoX.KIS though. Solo jumps forward, very aggressive, and he does not have a Sonic Wave. Now with the Moonlight Shadow coming out, they have to back off. Yul has got a dust, won't be popping it just yet. I mean, he can hide behind his tower as can his team, so should be fine. The Moonlight Shadow not really used for anything apart from stopping Solo from being YOLO Solo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's our first Orchid ready. Queen of Pain, close. Not yet there though. We'll see if she has it in her inventory, like when the next time they meet. And with they, of course, I mean Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain. The Battle of the Orchids, in theory, won by the Storm Spirit, but it all depends on who is able to use it best. And who was able to pop it first? Well, that might just be indeed Funzy. The Fiend's Grip coming out as well. That's 1 tree dead. Queen of Pain was able to jump herself away. Has now got the Orchid as well. As that first orchid use from Funzy, of course, came out on the tree rather than on Solo. So Solo could blink himself away. And there goes last C1 tower. So right now we have the gold graph going to the way of 0Respect. Should not come as a surprise. 10k gold difference. Experience graph a bit less less drastic, I'd say. I mean, 7,500 experience, still a lot. Mostly gonna be in the Storm and the Mirana, as you can see. And Nature's Prophet actually not caught up as much as I thought he would be. He is also going for an Orchid. This is like the Orchid game. Everybody Orchid. I don't disagree. What are you doing there? Queen of Pain, Orchided, dead. Still gets an Orchid up on Funzy, but Funzy is backed up by his teammates and he was not. That's something that you should be aware of. That Funzy indeed has that Orchid, that you cannot come close if you don't have your team to back you up and help you out. But at least they back off before they take down the tower. Does mean that BZZ gets forced back again as well, or at least back behind his tower, because he knows the moment he overextends his safe zone, that he might get Fiend Script, might get Orchided, might get Vortex, Arrow, you name it, it's all there. BZZ, we're 21 minutes into this game and he does not have his BKB. He was on the safe lane. Well, this Mirana finished up her Manta style. I was gonna say, otherwise she would seem kind of poor. Because we already saw her earlier on. So finished up her Manta style and then has 2k gold still to spare. It's like a bit of a standoff here in this middle lane. 5 heroes of both teams hanging around. I mean, Funzy and Wiz are not that close by, but they can jump in at any point. Both are very mobile, of course. For RoX.KIS. Their turtle potential is quite decent for RoX.KIS. I mean, first of all, in terms of turtling, I mean, Nature's Prophet can turtle, but most of all, when I'm thinking about turtling and a Nature's Prophet, I think about him and split pushing and making sure that 0Respect has to deal with their own problems and their own lanes being pushed in, rather than them being able to push in lanes of the enemy team. Now, raises are very good for turtling as well as Leech Seed and Venom Ward. So yeah, they definitely are not out of this game yet by any stretch. And we have seen it before as Yul takes an arrow to the face. Dural leaping forward, zipping as well. The living armor is there, but it doesn't matter. It just does not matter. That was brilliant arrow. And I have to say, it was a blind arrow, I believe. So, good one from Dural. Hit arrow, shoot arrow, hit arrow, I should say. We've seen that. We've seen him do that like zillions of times. Seedoy. I guess, I mean, he went for an Orchid to try and stop that storm, and Timbersaw, of course, as well as a lot of others. I mean, overall, they don't really have a lot of disables. Like, for example, for the Fiend Script, there's an overgrowth, which is great. But that is all they can do to stop him from Fiend Scripting. And that's really not that much. So they need the Orchid also for him. So he's kind of forced to go into that kind of item. But it does mean that he's not really that strong in terms of split pushing, because an Orchid is not necessarily a good escape mechanism per se. And yeah, it's just a very difficult game for Nature's Prophet overall. They do smoke up. They know that something needs to change. It's a 5-man smoke. Can they actually sneak in a Roshan? I wonder if that's what they're aiming for here. I mean, obviously we see the minimap and they don't. So we know that they're not finding enemy heroes right now. But they don't. But they are going to try and sneak a Roshan. Pings coming out. Was pings from the Radiant side though. Pings from RoX.KIS themselves. And as long as they don't show themselves, it will be fine. And actually, there's only one ward up in the Roche pit, which is their own. So yeah, they're going to successfully sneak this Roche. This might be all they need to make sure that they get this. They've got an BKB on the Shadow Fiend. They got him at level 11 as well with the level 2 Requiem of Souls. If they win the next team fight, this whole game is wide open again. For now though, I mean, they have to first find that favorable team fight positioning and situation, of course. But all of a sudden, things don't look that grim anymore for RoX.KIS. I have renewed hope. Yeah, they're behind, but I mean, you're watching Dota, right? So everything is possible. As Funzy is, yeah, scouted out. Venomancer Ward sees him, will ball himself out, goes for the silence. Yul's gonna be his target. In comes a Timbersaw trying to help out. Requiem of Souls kind of whiffed. I mean, yeah, it partly hit on Wiz, but he's not the main target here, and he actually lives for the moment as well. A Sonic Wave comes out still, but Wiz still still alive, surprisingly so mega super duper tanky. Now here comes his team. In they go. Creo already has been forced back, but it's a Queen of Pain that dies first. Raises going out. Fiend's Grip coming out, still up as well on the BCZ right here. Can he get himself out alive? Nope, there goes the Aegis. Storm Spirit got picked up by the Treant, so that still happened, but he bought back, and he is back in action. He gets himself a double kill for it as well. Worth it, for sure. Wiz, by the way, I keep coming back to that guy, because that guy, well, now he finally dies, but because he had charges on his Bloodstone, he's already back alive, and he can be back here any moment, because he does have Boot to travel up in 6. Goblik's still here, of course, but there is a sentry. Can they Nightmare him? No, there's Nightmare on cooldown. They know where he is, though. Is there another sentry coming out? Nope. In comes another Nature's guy, so Hugo will be fine. But that's 4 people dead on 0 over on the RoX.KIS. Now, they did need to buy back for that one, as as you can see, Storm bought back, and, you know, he died. They killed him. Good job, but he came back for a double kill. But if there's any point... Hello, Marana, how are you doing there? What? Why was he still there? What? I was not expecting him to still be there. My bad. I thought, you lost the fight, go back to base. But that ended up being kind of a team wipe. That all started with the Storm Spirit standing in the jungle and getting caught out, right? Yes, Storm died. I can't believe that the Timbersaw stayed alive for so long. That did such huge work. And also when he died, of course, he heals people up with the Bloodstone. Or is it only when you suicide? No, not only when you suicide. So, yeah, he healed up his teammates. And I just overall, it's 9-24. I mentioned this before the game started. I mentioned this during the draft. It is best of 1. Anything can happen. And RoX.KIS have not been playing awesomely lately, while 0Respect have been really on point. Now, one thing you need to understand about that is that they have been playing really on point, yes. But all of those games, Jirao was Marana. And you would at some point think that, they would actually ban out Marana against 0Respect, but it hasn't happened yet, at least not in the first banning phase. Marana now does have an MKB, as we are gonna see a go here. Maybe, perhaps. He got made invisible by the Nature's Prophet. This is kind of funny, actually. Let's see if someone comes forward. Wiz, well, we know that he's thinking of. He actually has a Lincoln Sphere now as well. Here comes the Living Armor. Sprout doesn't hit. Arrow. Oh, on the invisible PC. They know now that he's there. Can they actually take him down? Now comes the Requiem of Souls. But it's too late. It's too little too late. Moonlight Shadow comes out. And it's Nature's Prophet that's dead. Funzy is wrecking things here. He got a double kill, killed the tree, killed the Nature's Prophet, zipped forward, has a regen rune, will be able to pick up Yo as well, as that is going to be an arrow actually to steal the last hit. Can they take down also the Queen of Pain solo? He doesn't have a blink. 2 seconds. Now he does. Now he's safe. But oh my god, that arrow. Yeah, okay, it was aimed at Nature's Prophet, but that played such a big part in that fight. That was a combination of luck and just awareness coming out. And to be honest, not just awareness, but also kind of lack of awareness. Because RoX.KIS were planning on setting up for a gank, right? Setting up for a gank. They wanted to try and take down a Timbersaw. Yay. Good luck with that. So then the entire team of 0Respect comes in. First of all, it's very scary to try and take a gank up on an enemy team that is next to his tier 1 tower, which is still standing, by the way. 0Respect has not dropped any towers just yet. And then you were already behind, so you know that if you get cut out, then yeah, you're probably dead, and they just lose so much for that one.
My pet thanks you.
They just lose so much for that one. MKB being brought to Marana by Courier Express. We have the Gem of Truth and also up on Creo. Bane, please don't tell me you're making a Scotty. They're not making a Scotty. That's the wrong orb for that one anyways. Weird items for him. What the hell? What the hell, right? Well, Linkus gets popped. Yul does not die, but seriously, that arrow actually hit.
Oh, thanks.
And oh my god, I just saw the odds. It was on Dota 2 Lounge where people bid rares. It was 70% for RoX.KIS and 30 for 0Respect. There's gonna be a lot of people losing rares today and a lot of people gaining rares today as well. That is pretty damn impressive. Mirana finding herself Seedoid. There comes the arrow. No teleport. Starstorm for the vision. Boom! Or with the vision rather of the arrow. Godlike streak. Joral still hasn't died yet this game. 9-0-5 denies the tower. So the first tower goes down on the side of 0Respect. Well, there you go. Applause for that. Venomancer goes down on a wrong position, but we were watching Hugo, who was actually able to kind of juke. Yeah, it's nighttime. He should come back though. But yeah, Venom went down here on the top lane-ish, I guess. Top half of his base. Wrong place, wrong time. Arrow flies. Arrow does not hit this time though. As the pressure is on. They can just focus on buildings. BZ is not going to be a threat to them. I mean, doesn't have mana to do anything anyways. His Chrysalis isn't done yet. There goes the tower. Sonic Wave comes out. Doesn't really do that much damage though, as they already see a Treant Protector picked up. Timbersaw to come in for the last hit. He's actually sticking around here for Seedoy, who took an arrow. Double kill for the Timbersaw. Now BZ goes for it, but look at it. Like, look at him drop. The right-click damage coming out from Joral is not gonna be stopped. I mean, there's a BKB, but that doesn't care about that at all. 3-0 already. This is Rax and perhaps even game as you solo gets Fiend Script silenced and killed. 4-0. 0Respect are actually doing it, and I think they just gained a lot of respect right here, so they might have to change their name, but it is a 9-23 kill game here for the ball. Strong performance from 0Respect, and RoX.KIS just not getting in their rhythm. I warned you about this. I warned you about the betters at the start of the game. Before the game even started, you still had a chance to change your bets. But you did not take my warning, or at least a large portion that did not. But 0Respect, they will move on to the next round, of course, because this is the loser bracket. You're watching the Yardwide Festival, which is a double elimination bracket. And yeah. 0Respect will continue to move on, and they will actually face, let's see, they will face, it's not yet known who they will face. It will either be Meteor Makers, Next Please, 4FC, or Relax. And talking about those last two teams, we're going to see them right now, because that will be our winners bracket semi-finals that we're going to see. Loser will face the winner of Meteor Makers versus Next Please. But winner will face Power Rangers, who is in the winners bracket finals already. If you want to check out the brackets, you can check out on d2yard.com, and you'll be able to find them there. But we're going to see Relax, you're doing fine, taking on 4 friends plus Curly. Stick around for more action here for the Yardwide Festival. Don't go anywhere.